if somehow Rendy gets stomped to the ground in the early game, it'll be tough for EVOS to have that front line later in the mid game. But if everything goes smooth, Turtle 1, this looks like an EVOS win.
All right, I guess we'll see, ladies and gentlemen, because in the land of Dawn we go. Game number 1, match number 1 between EVOS and as well as GEEK.
5 seconds.
All right, let's see how this one plays out, man. I feel like for GEEK fam, the win condition here is to make use of the mobility. Hilda, Baxia, Zushin, technically all of these heroes want to be across the map as often as possible. So they have to use that to really get an advantage maybe before the big team fights. In the team fights, it's just the sustained advantage they have going for them. So they better play around that as well as possible because there's a lot of poke available for the side of EVOS.
You can already see that poke, right?
You can see it, dude. Oh, he's still walking up. Aggressive moves. They gotta understand that in this matchup, it's great for the Eve if you keep your distance. If you go all in like that, it'll definitely benefit the... Well, actually, wait, I gotta talk... Wait, Arashi, that's an Impure Rage Juicin. We have kind of like been used to Brave Smite for the longest time that they didn't even notice it.
You've seen several different options for the Zushin. Technically, a lot of different emblems really kind of work with this hero. With the Impure Rage, you have more mana, so more spammability, and technically in shorter trades, you have that extra bit of damage. So maybe considering the fact that he's against a Yve, right? You want to have more mana and shorter trades, so you can't allow the Yve to kind of poke around and get back out of danger. But we'll see how that one plays around. Right now in the mid lane, seems like GEEK can have full control, and even now, they're just making sure that Sway Low can't really get anything going for himself.
And that's exactly what you were talking about right before we got into the game. The fact that the maneuverability, the mobility that GEEK fam currently has might be the main problem that EVOS will be facing. You can see already the rotations here into the bottom side very quick. Rendy might be pressured here, but he's still okay. But that gold does go over to GEEK.
You saw the EXP buff being given over to Gobs, I believe. They were very adamant letting him take that. Oh, Tsunami Slam.
Yeah, he won't be able to do much there. Walks up, instantly gets bursted down by GEEK fam. Too tanky, and they have ways to deal with the healing as well. Gobs already jumping in, already even coming in with the shadow kill with the red tree. Secures the orange buff. Rendy still in the midst of it all, doing a whole lot of damage. Albert walks in with the quad shadow, gets the kill, but now he's gonna be chased down by a boy who has the Crimson Beacon. Make it with the retribution, shield unity in. He can't sustain the boy healthy enough to survive. No, Albert gets taken down. Key will try to go for the chase, but there's no way EVOS actually get this chase, right? A boy on a tough spot, has to Purify, is able to pop it in, gets taken down in the end by the concussive blast. Tsunami Slam to bring Beloyski down under.
So in the end, that was a 1-for-3 trade. GEEK gets the neutral objective, but it looks like EVOS will be able to get a lot more picks. Looking for more actually here. And that's Rendy taken down.
Oh!
But it's value, dude! He gets a purple buff. Albert walks in time, knows there's no red tree, walks back up. Shadow kill coming down. The shield unity is able to get the stun down, gets him back to safety. Albert is going to be picked up, thrown back again, but RWM is going to stop him. There, a boy! Taken out, Gobs. Surely no! Ooh. Albert gets the quad shadow in time, but leaves Sway Low to die.
Oh man, that is so unfortunate for GEEK fam, dude. They lost so much value here. Endless Rage from Erlan. Fortunately, Beloyski's too tanky for it. All this time, though, you can see Kenziski hasn't been able to do anything much with the space here. And GEEK fam, they have the sustain, they have the quote-unquote fighters in the early game, but they're overstaying, and they're not recognizing that a boy is running out of mana so early on. And the moment that Zushin doesn't have any mana, their damage output gets halved almost immediately. So they gotta be a bit more careful with the resource management.
But it looks like they're looking for more. A little bit of rotation here coming from Make Hits, but they don't actually commit onto it. Looking at the talents prediction by GoPay earlier on, we did see that it was a little bit of a Indo versus English situation going on, except for Lim, who also agreed that GEEK fam will be able to take this. But 2-1. Meanwhile, very confident from us. 2-0. This actually might be a little bit more 50-50 than we thought.
Could be a lot more. Now it's going to be the turtle contest for turtle number 2. Gobs? Tsunami Slam, but it's Rage. Everything thrown at Gobs, but it's just the Hilda. So many ultimates. That's 3 on the board. Rendy able to go for the zone in the back line, and EVOS secure the turtle for free? No, it's Kenzie who's still pushing on the other side, getting a lot of gold. It'll be Maykid securing the purple buff, but now it's gonna be knockup coming down from Key. Voloisky will try to get away, but gets caught in the quad shadow, and it's Sway Low who gets the Void Blast. Meanwhile, again, Kenzie just in the side farming.
It's looking pretty okay for EVOS, but they gotta be careful with Kenziski being left alone there. That's a scaling Moskov. And if you look at GEEK fam, they've been losing out on these fights, but that's because they don't really have a damage. But look at Sway Low getting run down.
Shield Unity and the jump there with the knockup, but Sway Low gets away. Maykid's gonna be caught. Key goes in, and it's the Bennett's Rage to take Maykid's down. Now it's Gobs on the chopping block, still able to get away. Very tanky. Kenzie gets the lethal, gets a turret up top, and will now rejoin the team as Albert walks over the quad shadow, but is unable to get the hit on him. Good good Nibiru there, just to zone Beloy.
That was initiated by GEEK, and yet EVOS turned it completely around. So the tools deficit that we were talking about from the drafts are looking like they're showing, right? EVOS go in for the re-engage, is able to take a boy instead, looking for a little bit more, and the initial plan that GEEK had was completely taken down.
Yeah, they have the movement speed and they're able to chase, as we saw earlier. Sway Low could not get away. But once the collision has happened, once GEEK fam have caught Sway Low, quote unquote, they have no damage. So he just survived for the most part and was able to kite back out of there with the extra bit of movement speed and slow. This is the issue, and this is why GEEK fam are really relying on Kenziski and a boy later on, and even Gobs to a degree. It seems like it's just a Hilda, but that Hilda is a big portion of the early game damage of GEEK fam.
Hold up, Glorious Pathway. Beloisky gets thrown back. The RWM locks him down, and that's what he doesn't land. That's Erlan picking up his first kill. Pops into Nibiru and guns Kenzie down. Gets a double. Gobs trying his best to deal damage, but Erlan is just a monster in game one. He walks up with a jump again. Gobs taken low. Erlan is going to flicker forward, dashes forward, tries to go for the Bennett hit. Won't be able to find it. Maykid, though, however, will fall to give Erlan an unofficial triple and a official mega.
He's at 4-0-1 right now, and I think that's the beauty of being on a Beatrix. You get to the power spike a lot quicker as compared to Kenziski, who needs a little bit more items to come online, and we really are seeing the disparity of damage.
And again, GEEK fam, they can sustain all they want. If the members of EVOS aren't really being threatened, they can do whatever they want. This is why that, Erlan and Sway Low, they're able to just walk forward without really being punished. Especially with the extra regen coming in from Key there on that Kalea. They're just way too, quote-unquote, secure right now, and there's nothing that GEEK fam can do.
Oh?
There you go. Tsunami Slam into the Bennett. Beloisky caught the shadow kill. Translates over to Gobs. And it's a kill on the XP instead of the roam. Unfortunate for GEEK fam. And again, just left in the gutter.
4,500 gold lead for EVOS, and they don't even get a pick onto the turret there in the top side for GEEK, as Randy was able to clear it out, and now the map bleeds blue. Number one, players gold by Simpati is Erlan as well at 7,000. Kenziski is followed in behind, but he's still behind on that power spike. It will be very interesting. Wait a second.
Tsunami Slam into not even Bennett's Rage. Was Erlan just gunned him down? So, man, what is he on right now? Like the items.
It's probably like on a 4-item power spec, I would assume at this point. He also hasn't really been checked at all, right? As much as Kenziski has been farming unchecked, the same thing can be said for Erlan. There you go, that's the 4th item, Sea Halberd. So all these tankier members means easier bodies, but look at the make it.
Oh, RWM2. Now Albert walks up, has the shadow kill, but it's Erlan who picks up a double. Goes 7-0. Oh man, Erlan. What a beast on this Beatrix.
Amazing, amazing stuff. 7-0-2, a 7,000 gold lead now for EVOS. As, Albert goes in very aggressively. You can see the shield start to pop. Wait a second.
Tsunami Slam over to the shots of Erlan. Kenzie lands an SOD, but I doubt he's going to take it. Randy walks back away. Turret gonna be falling here as Maykid tries to walk up, but I don't think they'll be able to deal with the damage output of the backliners of EVOS.
And now that EVOS are just this far ahead, it's not just the backline they have to worry about. The front line, the Uranus, even with the Baksha reducing the regeneration, when your team has no damage like this, Randy can do whatever he wants as well. He can pretty much stand in the front, and the only real threat to him is going to be Kenziski. And at this point, not enough items to actually be a direct threat. So even if Geek Fam pour everything they have onto the Uranus, it still won't. They'll have to pay something in return. EVOS can very easily demand compensation.
But what about this, right? I mean, technically now we do see that Kenziski... Oh, okay, he misses. But Kenziski has already achieved that Swift Trinity. Is that going to be enough to maybe look for a comeback angle for Geek?
As of right now, he will have damage, he will be relevant, but again, with Randy picking up a blade armor, there's a chance Kenziski might be damaging himself in the midst of his big team fights.
Yep, exactly. The blade armor is really going to hurt him more than it'll hurt EVOS, considering they're just so far behind or so far ahead here. RWM coming down, the boy's going to be bursted down by Albert. It's still in the backline. Airline getting away in time with the flicker. Everybody coming around, and Kenzie gets the shutdown, but will be taken out as Make-It stands alone, but will fall to Albert, who gets a triple kill, and it's a wipeout to EVOS in game 1.
10,000 gold lead, 21-7. Game number 1, completely dominant here for EVOS. I think the fam